is what we'll be making on the channel today. This gorgeous dress that can serve as a civil dress style can also be altered to a dinner dress, even an ashwabi style. Today's tutorial will focus majorly on the making of the upper area of this dress, that is the bodice, from the drafting to the cutting to the sewing, everything you need to know from start to finish. Now, I suggest you keep watching if all of this interests you. So beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, Easy Sewing with Tyke. If you're stopping by or seeing this channel for the first time, it's great to have you here. My name is Taiwo, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back and engaging my videos. I appreciate you all so much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button. Also like this video as you will gain value. Put on the post notification in order not to miss out on anything from this channel. Share so you don't get to enjoy all this goodness alone. Okay, now let's get started. Starting with the front bodice, I've gone ahead to put in my vertical measurement. That's the start point. That is the chest line or the armhole line. That is the bust point. That is the under bust. And that is the half length. What I have there is the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement divided by 2. I have also gone ahead to plot my armhole curve. So we have plotted armhole curve quite a number of times on this channel. But if you don't know how to go about yours, the link to my beginner's guide videos, where you see my video on how to draft the basic bodice for beginner, very detailed, will be showing you on your screen right now. That is the neckline. Also, this is a turtle neckline, and I have a very detailed video on how to make your perfect turtleneck from start to finish. The video too will be showing you on your screen right now, so you can do well to check that out. And what I have there is the bust span measurement divided by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 from the bust point to the half length. Now it's time to draft out the yoke. That is the part where we have the lace. So I'll be coming down by 4 inches from the shoulder slope that way, and at the chest line that way I'll be coming in by 1.2. so take note that whatever you come in by that way, when you open it up, you have double of it. So you want to be mindful of that. It depends on how exposed, on how wide you want that to be. So if I have 1.2 there, when I open it up, I would have like 2.5 inches. So you want to take note of that. Then from the under bust that way, I'll be coming down by 1 inch. After which I'll go ahead and join the 3 points together like so. Now I'll go ahead and label that, since I've finally gotten my desired shape for the yoke. Now the next thing to do is to alter this pattern into a bustier. I'm going to come out by 5 inches there, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the bust plan measurement that we have already. After which I'll go ahead and start the under bust tightening. From the side that is close to the center front, I'll come in by ½ inch, and from this side that is close to the side, I'm going to come out by 1.5. This is depending on the bust size of the person you are making this outfit for. So I'll connect it all the way to the bust point like so, and all the way to the waist. I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'm going to connect it to the waistline and just use my curve to connect it to the bust point like so. After which I will do the over bust tightening. So you can come out by ½ inch on both sides, or is 0.75 on both sides. Now this is also depending on the bust size you're working with. So I'm using 0.75 there. So I'm going to connect it all the way to the bust pan measurements that we have on the bust point line like so. After which you want to go ahead and smoothen it out at the bust point that way. Just make it curvy so that you won't have a sharp cut at that point. Remember that all that I have here, they are darts, and I'm still going to cut it out. So it's time to replace those darts intake so that it's not going to affect our measurement while putting in the horizontal measurement. The first thing I'm going to do is to extend it out this way. What I took out for the over bust tightening that way, I'll make sure that I replace it. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the bust measurement divided by 4. So I'm going to take note of what I have at the first dart leg, and I'm going to move my tape measure to the second dart leg and take the bust measurement. And I'll repeat the same process for the waist. You can see that I have 3 inches at the first dart leg, and I moved that 3 inches to the second dart leg, and I took the waist measurement. After which I went ahead to add 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. and I connected it like so. After which I'll go ahead and withdraw the armhole curve. Then I'm going to take in the bust dart. So I'm coming down from the bust point by the difference between the front half length and the back half length. Yes, they are usually different. And I'm going to connect it all the way to the bust band like this. So that is the bust dart. You are going to see how I'm going to close this later on when we are done cutting this out. After cutting, make sure to label this pattern this way so you don't mix it up. So up and down. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to close the bust dart. So you want to go ahead and fold the bust dart line that way and bring it up to meet the bust point line like so, and just secure it down with your paper tape. And that is it. You've closed the bust dart. You can see the difference it makes. Yes, and this is also done so that the two sides will match up, since the front half length is different from the back half length. What I have here is just the regular half scale back bodice. So I have a detailed video on this already on my channel, but what I have there is the start point, the chest line or the armhole line, the bust point, and the half length. I'm gonna have to put in my bust measurement at the chest line divided by 4, my waist measurement at the half length divided by 4. I took in ½ inch at the center back, that way for the back tightening to eliminate zipper bulge. I've plotted out my dart. The neckline for the bishop collar has also been plotted. Do well to check my detailed video on how to make the perfect turtleneck. So now I just have to plot in the yoke. So the yoke I'm using for the back is just basic, there is no special design. I'm just coming down by 6 inches and I'm just holding a straight line like so. It's so basic because the cape is going to come through to the back, so I don't want any drama at the back. So that's the yoke for the back. Now it's time to cut it out. So before transferring the front bodice and the back bodice to the fabric, we need to cut out the cape, and to do that we need the length of the cape. So you are going to need this yoke. I would set this aside. You will need the back bodice as well. Then you will need your sleeve pattern. So I've already drafted out my sleeve on the fabric itself. So I have a detailed tutorial on how to make your basic sleeve, which is why I'm not taking you through all of that. The link will be showing you on your screen right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure out what I have there. That is where the cape is going to pass through. I have 15. But because I am still going to attach the sleeve, the cape is not going to go into the armhole. So I'm going to reduce what I have there by ½ inch, because I will have finished joining the sleeve to this armhole. Okay, so I will be making use of 14.5 and not 15. Okay, 14.5 and not 15. Well, you want to take note of that measurement. Remember that we came down by 4½ here, but of course by the time we'll be joining this cape, we would have joined it at the shoulder. So I'm going to go ahead and fold in the shoulder allowance like so, and I am left with 4 inches. I'm left with 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out that 4 inches on the sleeve like so. You can double check by placing your pattern on it like so. Just want to note where it stops, okay? Then determine where you want the cape to start from. So I'm going to come down by 5 inch like so. Then I'm going to measure what I have from the 2 points like so. So what I have there is 5½. And remember that this sleeve is on fold. So that is 11 inches. And I'm going to be adding 1 inch extra for a bit of ease, even though we are still going to do slash and spread on the cape to give more room for the arm to be able to move freely, but it's nothing difficult. But what we have here for the sleeve is now 12. We want to note that also. And finally, to the back pattern. So you want to go ahead and come down by that 4½ also on the back pattern and determine where the cape is going to pass through. Once you figured out how you want it to be, it can be straight, it can be slanted, but I want mine slanted, so I'm going to be rolling it across like so. Now I'm going to measure out what I have there, but not without removing the ½ inch, because I would have attached the sleeve to this armhole. So I have 8 inches there, but I want my own cape to be sandwiched in between the zipper allowance. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 inches to what I have there, which is 10. Because the cape is going to enter into the zipper allowance. That is how I want mine. So I have 10. You want to go ahead and note that. So remember, at the front we have 14.5. For the sleeve we have 11, and at the back we have 10. 10 inches. In total we'd have 35.5. So that is the length of the cape we are working with. Now it's time to draft out the cape. So the length of the paper we have here is 35.5, and the width, that is how wide it is 5.5. So I'll be dividing this into 3 to make it easier, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and measure out 14.5, which is for the front. So I know that that part is the place that is going to sit at the front. After which I'm going to go ahead and measure out 11 inches, which is for the sleeve. That is the side that is going to come across the sleeve, and the what I have left there is going to be what is going to come across the back. Now I'm going to divide what I have for the sleeve into 2, so that I can slash through it when it's time to transfer this to the fabric, but I won't be slashing through it yet. But we are still going to cut through this part so that the arm can be moved freely. Okay, so I'll be coming up by 1.5 there, and I'm going to place this my center pattern on it this way, and I'm just going to curve it like so. This is just to guide me into making my shape. So I'm going to do this with freehand till I achieve the desired shape. At the lower part that way, I'm still going to curve it in. So I'll keep shaping this till I achieve something that looks like what is in the style inspiration, till it looks like something that I'm fine with, and I'll cut it out. You can also go ahead and place your pattern this way in order to assess it. So I've gone ahead to slash through the midpoint of the pattern that way, and here it is. I've placed it on my fabric. So I only spread it by 1 inch, which I think is fine. Of course, it was fine at the end of the day because the person who wore it was able to move her arm freely. So now I just added half an inch all around and I cut it out. So I have 4 pieces here for the main fabric and for the lining, for the left hand side and for the right hand side. Also note that I did not slash through the center completely. So here's the back pattern. I'm gonna have to transfer it to my fabric. I added half inch at the lower part of the yoke to attach it to the major back bodice. Then I added my zipper allowance. So I decided not to cut out the neckline yet because I'm making a turtleneck and I do not want a case whereby the lace would have expanded before I am ready to fix the collar, because that's the last thing I will be doing. So I won't be cutting out the neckline yet. And here's the front. I added half inch all around, and at the side I added 1.5 inch sewing allowance, as you can see. So I did not cut out the neckline for the front due to the same reason I gave for the back, but I cut out 2 of the lace to make it less transparent, and I'm also going to be adding a 2 net to it like so. I have gone ahead to cut out my lining. I cut out the 2 net for the yoke. I've gone ahead to cut out the wording. I've gone ahead to interface. I've gone ahead to interface all of the fabric. I've gone ahead to interface all of it, even the one for the back. So here's the lower part, which is the skirt part of this gown. So this tutorial is not focused on this part. It's just focused on drafting the upper part and the sewing of the upper part. We'll be moving to the sewing machine after this. So I won't take you through all this process, but if you want to know how I achieved it, I have a basic skirt pattern tutorial on this channel already. The link would be on your screen, so you can go ahead and watch it. The first thing I'll be doing is to sew the bustier. I'll be taking the center front, I'll be matching it up with one of the side front, and I'll be sewing it all the way by ½ inch like so. After which I'm going to trim off the excess wording that way so that I can iron it flat. So I've done it for the other side as well, and this is what I have. It's time to turn out the cape with the lining so we can attach it to the front bodice. So the main cape, I attached a paper stay to it, but the one that will be the lining, I attached both a paper stay and an hard stay to it, okay, so that the cape can stand well. So I'm done turning this one, and I'll be showing you how to go about that in order to achieve this. So you can see that I did not turn everything completely. You can see this side, you can see that it has not been turned with the lining. Yes, that was left on purpose because that is the part that will be attaching to the front bodies. That is where we'll be attaching to where we measured out the 14.5. So you want to measure out the 14.5. You can see that's the 14.5 where we're going to attach to the front. So you want to notch it. So from the tip to that 14.5, you would not be sewing it, but I will start the sewing from that 14.5 downwards, and then the other side I will be sewing it all the way. Now I'm done sewing. You can see that I stopped at that 14 inches mark, 14.5 rather. I did not sew it all the way. Now I'm going to turn it inside out after notching everywhere that you sewed properly, so that it can lay flat after ironing. So this is what you want to have, so you can just secure it down like this. Now it's time to insert the yoke at the front bodice, but before that, you know that the cape is sandwiched in between the plain fabric and the lace. Okay, so that is why I attach the cape first. That's why I attach the cape first, after which now I am going ahead to attach my lace, the yoke, all the way like so. Now this is it. This is what I have after joining. You can see that I'm left with half inches. This is the half inch that I'm going to use to attach my sleeve. Okay, so this is how you want to have it. Now it's time to attach the other side. You can see that I've already attached my cape onto the second side of the bodice like I did for the first side. Now it's just the only thing remaining now is to join it together with the lace. So I'm going to start sewing from the tip that way. Once I get to where my lace is starting from, I'm going to be attaching this side of the bodice only to the lace, okay, and I'm just going to sew it all the way. So you just want to be patient and do this carefully. So I'm done joining the two bustier together from the half length. You can see that I'm checking it. Once I get to that point, I'm just going to start attaching it to the lace only, I hope you understand, but you can do this. Just be patient, okay? So at this point, this is what you want to have, okay? This is what you want to have. Now it's time to fix the lining to cover up all the stitch. Since we know that the lining is not covering the lace part, this is how you want to do it. Just want to place your lining like this, the right side facing the wrong side, facing the stitch. Just follow through with how you can see me place it like this. Then you just want to go ahead and attach it like so. It's so easy. Now I've attached it. When you flip it over, this is what you have. You can see that I've successfully covered up that side. So to attach the second lining, you want to attach that part that way to the other lining, You could have done this before fixing it to the main bodice, or you can do it just the way I'm doing it, one after the other. Then I'm just going to follow through the same process, and this is what I have. So at this point, before closing it up, you can attach a ready-made bra cup if you so desire. I have a detailed video on this channel already showing you how to attach your ready-made bra cup. You'll be seeing it on your screen right now. If not, just close it up at the half length so that we can attach the skirt part to it. Moving on to the back bodice, that is the yoke. I've gone ahead to attach the tulle. The tulle is the lining for this lace. I've gone ahead to attach it like so. Then I'm just going to attach it to the lower part of the back bodice using half an inch like so. I'm going to sandwich the yoke in between the main fabric and the lining. After which I'm going to turn the zipper area with the lining like so. Then turn it inside out, and this is what I have after turning it inside out. So I've gone ahead to attach the skirt part onto the upper bodice to make it into a gown. Now I'm going to join the two together at the center back. So it's time for me to fix my zipper. You can decide to fix your zipper now or fix it later, because you know we are still going to sandwich the cape in between the zipper and the main fabric and the main gown, but I don't mind. Once it's time to fix my cape, I'm going to loosen out the little space that I need, and I'm going to sandwich it in between. You're going to see it when we get there, but I'll go ahead and attach my zipper now. And as you can see, I have also taken in the dart. Now back to the front, I've gone ahead to attach the skirt part onto the upper part at the half length using half an inch like so. Next thing I'm going to do is to bring the back to it, join it together at the side, join it together at the shoulder, go ahead and attach my sleeve. Go ahead and attach the sleeve, then I'm going to show you what next. So I am done joining the dress together at the side, joining it at the shoulder and attaching the sleeve. The final thing now is to fixing this cape, sandwich it in between the zipper and the dress like I said. So I've done this side and I'm going to show you how to go about it. So since I have fixed my zipper before, I just loosed where I need my cape to go into. I just loose that part like so. Then go ahead and insert the cape like so and just close it up. Just close it up. Just want to refix your zipper and that is it. So when you are done, this is how it wants to look like. Again, if you feel that my cape is too wide, please work with the cape height of your choice. You know, I made use of 5 inches, so yours can be 3 inches. It's just do you. And I went ahead to attach my collar, my turtleneck or bishop collar. So if you want to know how I did it, the link to that tutorial will be showing on your screen. It's very detailed. Just want to check it out, okay? And voila, we are done. And that will be all for today. Now, did you gain value? Did you learn something new? Did you enjoy the tutorial? If the answer to all of this is yes, then kindly let me know in the comment below. Hit the like button also. Share, okay? You don't want to enjoy all of this alone. And subscribe if you are yet to. You can also follow me on other social media platforms. It's Easy Sewing with Tyke. Till I see you in my next tutorial. Bye.